Hello, everyone, and welcome to World of Darkness News Show. This is Outstar, and we are back after a little bit of a break. Today, we're going to have Sara from Renegade joining us to give us some TTRPG updates. Then, we're going to deliver some video game updates, and after it all, we're going to tease something and then move to Vamily Spotlight, which is our weekly segment with Huddy von Schland, our community ambassador, in which she's going to share with us some new updates from the community, new fan art, and cool stuff that people are doing. I'm always super excited for that segment, but before that, we do have a plenty of news. So without further ado, I want to jump straight into the interview with Sara and see if she's going to be here with us. Let's see. Hello, Sara. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
That's great. Let me just make sure that our chat can hear you as well. I think everyone can hear you. That's awesome. Good to see you, Sara.
Good to see you too. Thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
So I know that you came here to our show very soon after your comeback from Gen Con because Gen Con just happened. So how was Gen Con?
Amazing. It was so good to get to actually see some people. I felt like Gen Con did an awesome job of keeping everybody as safe as possible, and we just had a really good time. We worked so hard throughout the whole year on all of these different amazing games that we produce, and so it's really fun to actually see people playing them and enjoying what we've been working on. So that's a big treat for us.
That's great. I did see, some pictures from the show. I've seen some very excited World of Darkness fans that came to your booth and were taking pictures of the Sabbat book, especially, and we're very excited about that. And of course, you did share some announcements on Gen Con as well. Could you let us know what these announcements were?
Announcements for Gen Con. So we had a huge Prince of the City tournament and we hosted that over the course of Gen Con. And so we announced our winner at the end of it, which was very exciting. So Jonathan was his name. You can go and find out all about how the tournament went and everything on our blog post. But yeah, so that was one thing. We also hosted a ton of RPG events. So we worked with this amazing volunteer group called the Wrecking Crew, and they actually hosted tons of different sessions, teaching new people how to play Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition, and also just letting fans who'd played before enjoy a new experience. So that was really great. And then we had a copy of Sabbat, just our one airshipped in copy that we had as our proof to make sure everything looked good. We had that up the very front of our booth to show off, along with the Book of Nod, which was also our one proof copy. Elisa Teague, our senior producer for RPGs here at Renegade Game Studios, was there chatting with people and showing off both of those. And we also had an early copy of our dice,
Mm-hmm.
which we're working really carefully with our factory to finalize and make right before we actually get those shipped. We had some production issues and we're really picky about our stuff like dice. And so we wanted to make sure that they're exactly right before we ship those out. And then we also had a few of our current books. So we had for sale our core book for Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition and also Anarch and Camarilla. So if anybody wanted to get into it right at the show, we had those available for them. And honestly, we saw lots of new people join the family. And that was great to see people jumping in and getting started and being excited about this wonderful world that we're a part of.
That's awesome. I'm super happy that you were able to represent us there in person on Gen Con with the books that we care so much about. And I feel like a lot of people here listening to us right now care a lot about one particular book that is coming very soon, which is Sabbat. With the release date that we assumed to be September, but after Gen Con we assumed that maybe the September is not going to happen. Can you let us know what's happening with Sabbat right now?
So we'll back up a little bit and talk about how shipping is going in general right
Yeah.
now. And this is not just for our industry. This covers everything from your cell phone in your pocket to some of the components that you would have groceries made in, like little containers and things. This is literally everything in the world. So normally, when we would make something at our manufacturer in China, it would take them about 15 days on the boat to get it from their factory 15 days on the boat to get it to a port in the US. And after that, about a week, maybe two, to get it to our warehouse where we would then ship it out. So there's several points where it sort of changes hands and moves from one boat or one container to another one, and
Yeah.
then eventually we get it. So right now what's happening is that instead of making a game or making a book and just being able to put it right onto a boat, we're waiting about a month to get onto a boat in the first place. Then we're often, and it's more or less, and we don't really have a good feel for how long that's going to take for any particular shipment. Some are more, some are less. It's just kind of wild. Then once it gets onto the boat, it has to go from the boat port in China to a port in the US or Canada, somewhere in North America for our copies here. That process to get off of the boat and actually onto land is taking anywhere from, we've seen 6 to 8 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
depending on which port, which normally would be literally a 1 day process.
Yeah.
And again, that's a lot of variability. Then once it gets onto a rail in that port to get onto a train to go to the Chicago customs area, that's taking about a week, not too crazy. But once it gets to Chicago, usually it would take a day to flip over. That also is taking about a month right now.
Oh no.
So at every single part of this process, we're seeing extra multiple weeks happening. So I can tell you where Sabbat is right now. When we shipped it in the middle of July, we expected it to be here at the beginning of August at the latest, because in July things were still going pretty well. Things hadn't gotten too crazy yet, and most shipping times were just a couple extra weeks. Right now, we are really lucky that it actually got through the port in LA. So we're done with that part of the process, no more variability there. And it is now sitting in Chicago. So that means that it could be released literally today, or it could be released and go to our warehouse in a month.
Yeah.
And we don't really know. So we're trying really hard to get this information out to people and hope that everybody understands and is patient with us, because there's kind of nothing we can do about it except tell you what's going on and then help you understand where it's at. And we know you're excited and we love that. So that's wonderful. But right now it's in Chicago. It's been there for a couple weeks. We're hopeful that it'll come out in a couple weeks from now. And then we'll be able to get it to your hands in the US here very, very shortly. As soon as we get it, we flip them over. It usually only takes us a couple days to get them out of our warehouse and on the way to you. In Europe and other places, slightly different story. We actually ship straight from China to those places. Our warehouse in Europe and our warehouse in the UK, we're getting set up right now. And we're actually really hoping to turn on our web store for those so we can take pre-orders within the next couple of weeks, hopefully by that first week in October.
Mm-hmm.
And the good news is that we're not wasting any time. So we knew that we were going to want to be able to get these books to our fans over in Europe. And so we're actually shipping stuff there already, even though our web store isn't quite ready. And so then when we turn it on, all these wonderful books will already be there and be able to ship out right away without an extra delay. So it's I know a little bit frustrating for people to not be able to pre-order them quite yet, but I promise it won't actually take longer to get them to you. It just takes longer before you can pre-order them. So hopefully that helps explain a little bit of what's going on. And I promise we're really excited to get these to you. And one thing that we talked about yesterday as a team, and we decided this is just really the way that we need to do it, is because you've been so patient, you've been waiting for so long, we're actually going to give everyone who pre-orders Sabbat and Book of Nod a PDF for free, and we're going to be sending those out in the next couple of days. We're just working out the fine logistics of how to make that happen, but we'll be sending out an email with instructions for anything you need to do, and exactly a list of how to get your right away. And that'll be true for anybody who pre-orders the book. So if you haven't pre-ordered those yet, it's fine. You can pre-order them today and you'll still get that PDF up until the point where we actually start shipping books to people. So we'll give you a heads up about when that is soon.
So let me just make sure. If someone pre-orders a hardcover version of Sabbat or Book of Nuts, they will receive the PDF of either of those or both of those if they order both this month. So they will be able to actually see Sabbat's PDF this month.
Exactly. And hopefully in the next couple days, like I said, just working out those fine details, but we're really close to being able to send that out to you.
Awesome, amazing. So, yay! So, folks, if you
Yay!
pre-ordered Sabbat and Book of Knot on Renegade website, the physical version, which is still stuck a little bit in this whole logistics process, you will actually receive the PDF this month to enjoy it before the hard copy arrives to you. That's amazing. I'm so happy for this news. All
Yeah,
right.
we're really excited to be able to offer that. And one other little super secret I haven't even told you yet is that we'll also be doing this for the Second Inquisition. We don't have the PDFs ready yet, those are still being worked on, but we will be putting up a free PDF for anybody who pre orders the Second Inquisition before it actually releases. So hold on and we'll get that to you before it releases as well.
That's great. Okay, so both pre-order for Sabbat, Book of Knot, and second edition is going to come with the free PDF attached, which you folks are going to get earlier than the physical copy. That's great. So the question is, of course, does it also is it both for the American customers and the European customers and customers from other countries? What's the is there a difference there?
Is there a difference between the books?
No, it's the difference between the PDF redeem process.
Oh, nope, not at all. So if you're able to order from our web store, then you'll get the free PDF along with
Okay,
your physical copy.
that's great. All right, so yeah, I mean, this is really cool news, and that means that I will be very soon able to finally talk in depth about what's in the Sabbat book with folks who will receive the PDF from you folks. We're going to update, of course, on social media as soon as the PDFs are going to go out, so people will get that information. And yeah, last but not least, I would love to ask you about something that we haven't talked much about for some time on What News, which is Rivals. I know that you brought some new stuff to Gen Con. Is there anything new about Vampire the Masquerade Rivals that players can expect soon?
Yeah, absolutely. So at Gen Con, we had our big Prince of the City tournament. We also were allowing players to play with Blood and Alchemy, which is the
Mm-hmm.
first expansion for this expandable card game. And that actually just came out on the 15th, so about a week ago. And we are about a week away from launching our pre-orders for the Wolf and the Rat expansion as well. So you'll get all that information here in about a week. We're very excited for that one.
That's great. I will bring them here to the news. And thank you, Sara. I know that this is, of course, this must be really nerve-wracking to probably be constantly on the phone and make sure that where the books are and how this whole situation develops. But we thank you so much for your attempts to making sure that this happens smoothly. And thank you from our community for offering the free PDFs. This means a lot.
Yeah, thanks for having me on your show. And thank you, everyone, for supporting us and being understanding and patient with us while we work through these logistics challenges that everybody is dealing with. We're just really happy that you're also kind to us about it.
There's one last question from the chat that I have for you is what if people want to buy the PDF alone? Would there be an option to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be putting that up later this afternoon as well.
Okay, that's amazing. All right, thank you so much. And I hope to see you on the show again to give us more updates in the future. But in the meantime, thank you again and see you later.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye bye. So hey folks, that was Sara from Renegade, and I really hope that you enjoyed the news from Sara, especially about the fact that let me just sum it up very quickly to make sure that we're all on the same page. All pre-orders for Sabbat, Book of Knot, and Second Inquisition are going to come with a free PDF for these books. And when it comes to Sabbat, because there's a delay of physical copies arriving to locations because of the whole logistics issues, people will be able to get the PDF this month. So still very soon. We're not going to promise the exact date, whether it's going to be later this week or soon after, but we're going to bring you updates to social media. This month you will be able to get the PDF for Sabbat if you pre-order already. If you haven't pre-ordered already and you will pre-order today, for example, you will still get that PDF as well. So worry not. If you pre-order a hardcover copy, you will I'm not sure if it's a hardcover copy or just a hard copy, but if you will pre-order a physical copy of Sabbat's Book of Notes, you will receive the PDF as well. And I am going to, of course, bring you more answers to questions. If you have any under the video or here in the chat, then I'm going to help you answer them later. So let me know. I know this is a very complicated process, especially during the times of so many logistics issues around, but I'm very happy that we're trying to work somehow through these obstacles and issues in order to bring you TTRPG experiences as soon as you can. All right, and we are going to jump over into the video game news next, starting with the one that probably plenty of you are playing right now. Let's see. Those of you who followed Vampire the Masquerade Bloodhunt news during the past few weeks may already know that, but Bloodhunt has been confirmed to release this year on PS5. So if you're a console player and if you would like to diablerize with your folks on the console, then PS5 is going to be the next console release or the first console release actually for Bloodhunt, which is right now available for free in the early access on Steam. It's fully playable. I play it, I have to admit, every single day, and I've been enjoying it a lot with my friends. So if you only jumped over to check out the closed alpha during the weekend, right now there are friend matches you can actually play with your friends together and have a lot of fun. There's a lot of updates that Bloodhunt developers are sharing every single week, and even sometimes few times per week on Steam and their social media. So if you are looking forward to get any updates about bug fixes, about the stability of the game, etc., then everything is available in there. There were a lot of discussions going around the anti-cheat system which Bloodhunt has, whether it's safe and whether it actually closes after the game closes. There was a bug initially after Bloodhunt launched in the early access where the anti-cheat system not always closed after the game was being closed. The issue has been now resolved, and more details about it, which go into very deep technicalities, you can actually find on Steam community forums and Steam community news. So if you're interested in getting in depth about the anti-cheat system and the approach to cheaters that Sharkmob has to make sure to make your experience the best possible, then you can check out both the forums and the news posts. There's a lot of posts from the users as well that went on the research to make sure whether, hey, is this tool actually safe, and is this something that is going to help you actually in fighting the cheaters. And there's a lot of info there on Steam. I spent a lot of time reading this, but I do not feel as an expert on the subject, so I'm definitely going to direct you that way. There's, of course, a lot of other smaller updates regarding the stability of the game and making sure that the performance-wise it works well, that there are no crashes or anything like that. This is still early access, so some bugs may happen, but if they do happen, please go forward to discord.gg/bloodhunt and report them in a channel called Bug Hunt, because developers are reading manually every single report in there and acting upon them. There's plenty of things fixed thanks to Discord. So their community on Discord right now is huge. I think about 60k people, which is amazing. And the game is really gaining popularity across people from far away of Vampire the Masquerade and the World of Darkness community, which is crazy amazing. And I really hope that you folks are enjoying it and you are happy about all the little things that are put in the game from Vampire the Masquerade nerds with love. I've been enjoying it a lot, and I really hope to find you in Prague. But in the meantime, for PlayStation players, we have some more news as well. Wraith the Oblivion Afterlife is going to release on PlayStation VR on October 7th, which is pretty soon. For those of you who haven't played the game yet, that's going to be the last announced release of Wraith. The previous ones happened on Oculus Rift, and let me just make sure that I name every single platform. Yes, so it's out on Oculus Quest, Rift, and Steam VR currently. So you can play it on these platforms. It's going to be out on PSVR on October 7th. And additionally, there are some more updates from Fast Travel Games. Some updates which may be super interesting to folks who actually played the game and enjoyed it. And one of them is there was a lot of requests to the team to somehow share the soundtrack from the game, which is actually really, really good. And the soundtrack right now is officially shared on Spotify, iTunes, and Amazon Music. The soundtrack was composed by Two Feathers Studio, and if you want to check it out, just write Wraith the Oblivion Afterlife in Spotify, iTunes, or Amazon Music in order to check it out. Also, huge congratulations to Fast Travel Games, the team behind Wraith the Oblivion Afterlife, for being chosen for the Best of VR 2021 award at the 78th Venice International Film Festival. It's really, I think, a really prestigious award that they were nominated for, and I've seen that they also did some panels during this festival about making of Wraith. So yeah, congratulations to the team. I think super deserved because this game is awesome. If you haven't played this game yet, it is very much of a World of Darkness game which is more focused on a way different part of this universe than vampires and werewolves, the wraiths, the ghosts, the undead, which are, well, I mean, vampires are also undead, but these undead are more undead. They are actually the dead, I would say. So everything behind the shroud and trying to maneuver in between the world of the wraiths and humans and trying to decipher everything that was hidden in this world for you. It's a really interesting title. We have some videos about that in our Twitch directory, but of course you can check out a lot of playthroughs and gameplays on YouTube as well if you don't own the VR set. I think there's a lot of cool stuff to check it out there. And yeah, I believe that this is... oh yeah, I do have actually one more piece of news regarding video games for you folks. And that is the news from Draw Distance, which are bringing new translations to Shadows of New York and Coteries of New York. The brand new translations which were added were for Coteries of New York in particular, that's Italian and Spanish, and for Shadows of New York, that's French, Russian, and Brazilian Portuguese, which makes Coteries of New York available in total in English, French, Brazilian Portuguese, Russian, Simplified Chinese, Italian, and Spanish. And for Shadows of New York, that's English, French, Russian, and Brazilian Portuguese. If there are any other translations that you folks would like to see for both of these games, then please let Draw Distance know. Through their social media, you can go to twitter.com/drawdistance or check out their Discord server as well and let them know about your wants and your needs. I feel like it's great that they brought so many translations already, given that these games are very text heavy and there's a lot of things to translate. It's great to see that people from all over the world are able right now to play both Coteries and Shadows and enjoy it in their languages. So also congratulations to Shadows of New York for a 1-year anniversary. The game released last year on September 10th, so I am a little bit late with my congratulations, but it's been already a year since we've met Yulia of Clan La Sombra, and I think it's already one of the most iconic characters that I personally know from Vampire the Masquerade. I really love her, and I hope you love her as much as I do. So, without further ado, let's go to a little bit of a teaser. The darkness comes in October. Please stay tuned with us, and especially for the next World of Darkness news show about everything that we're cooking for you in October. Of course, we know that usually it's a time where our family celebrates for the upcoming Halloween and everything going forward, but this year we have way more reasons to celebrate. The main reason is that this is the year of 30th anniversary of Vampire the Masquerade, which actually also makes the 30th anniversary of World of Darkness in general. The exact date of when the anniversary happened is under the discussion. A lot of people have different ideas about whether it was this convention or that convention, so we decided that we're going to actually celebrate it this October. And we have some huge celebrations planned, so if you are staying in tune with us through either this new show, the social media, or Discord, then keep your eyes and ears peeled next week, because we're going to reveal more. Yeah. Oh, and there's apparently someone here on the chat is also saying that it's 10th anniversary of V20, 20th anniversary edition. So definitely do go to Onyx Path channels and congratulate them as well, because we love to be in a celebratory mood, especially now when the darkness is slowly falling upon this Swedish world around us in here. And without further ado, right now I'm going to connect with my sweet Huddy, who I hope is waiting for me around, for some Vamily Spotlight. Every single week we are going through social media to check out the new posts about some Vamily activations, activities, and fan art and stuff that you folks are posting around. Huddy is getting a lot of that stuff for us to check out, and we are going through it in order to promote these folks and show you some cool stuff that our community is cooking. So let me see if Huddy is there. Hello, Huddy.
Oh, how are you?
I'm fine. I love your background. Let me show it to everyone.
Now, one of my lights broke, so I'm fading into it, which is very on brand for my Lasombra.
You know what's great? I also have Bloodhunt background, and you have Bloodhunt background. So we are so on brand. That's amazing.
That's us.
That's us. All right, let me get to the board in here. Oh, there's a lot of stuff today.
I'm very busy putting stuff on here today.
That's great. Okay, so where are we going to start? You lead me through this. This is all of you.
Well, I wanted to put on some LA by Night stuff, but I wanted to make sure it wasn't like so super current that it might give away any spoilers. And I won't go into any details about what's going on in them.
Okay.
But we have some, which this first one here is by Super Rat Lord, and I did put their pronouns were applicable.
Okay.
And she did one of Victor Temple flipping off Vanavar, Prince Vanavar, as he jumped out the window, which, you know, personally one of my favorite parts of episode 1 as well.
I mean, that is a little bit of a spoiler, but it's a very good spoiler. I think like no one is going to be really mad. It's amazing.
I very much enjoyed that, yes.
I like how mad Vanavar is on this picture. Like, I'm just checking out his face and...
I think in 5 seasons, I don't think we've ever seen Vanavar happy, so not mad.
That's true. I actually feel bad for him, you know? I feel like maybe he doesn't deserve the best, but I want him to get the best, you know? Oh, and speaking of Vanavar, I'm just checking the piece on the right in here. Lucy, Deviant Piper. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I sort of imagine these two going together where, you know, there's Victor jumping out the window and then there's Vanavar and that's his expression.
Yes. Didn't he actually, that's a bit of a spoiler, but didn't he use his presence abilities in that episode in a quite majestic way?
Yes, that's the reason for the caption, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, let me just see very quickly. Vanavar, you're still majestic, of course he is. That's amazing. I need to send these to Brian Deschart and check out what his reaction going to be. Oh, and I did see this one from Dem One Daya.
No pronouns for this one, so they, them, but this is actually from season 2. Suzanne from season 2, and the caption is "Be my handmaiden," which is paraphrasing something she said to Nellie when she uses her emotional control to make Nellie fall in love with her.
Oh.
You know, because, you know, I think something that isn't talked about enough is just how scary presence and dominate powers are.
Yes.
What they can do to your emotions or to, you know, your mind. And she basically says, "Will you be mine? Will you be my handmaiden?" And of course, Nellie feels compelled to say yes.
Oh.
Just very scary.
You know, that's why I always thought, and I keep on saying that not a lot of people agree with me, but I feel like Toreador are actually the creepiest clan of Vampire the Masquerade.
Yes, I agree.
Because like it's a different thing when you can, of course, you know, get your shadow to consume someone and get the arms of Ahriman, but that's, you know, very much of a in your face kind of a horror, right? While Toreador are more about psychological horror, which I'm very much scared of.
I'm sorry, speaking to a minister, I think ministers deal in psychological horror as well.
Yeah, a bit, but listen. We do have snakes, okay? Snakes are kind of like in your face scary. So, hey, snakes in Elysium? Anyone? No?
Yeah. There's a reason they're with the Anarchs.
That's true. No, but this is awesome. And actually, I do remember that Dem One Day has way more sketches done in a similar way on their Twitter profile.
There was so many to choose from, but I figured I was sort of doing this theme here of the first season of the first episode of LA by Night, first episode of season 5. So I thought that would be, you know, because Suzanne was there and Suzanne played a really scary role
Yeah.
in that episode.
Yeah, it was great. And I also love that part, when that she put in the trailer for the season, in which she said to Nelly, "Don't you want to climb?"
Oh,
That was so creepy. Like, oh, yes, no.
I think I pretty much just put like some of my favorite moments into that trailer, and it seemed to work because like those moments live in my head forever because
Yeah.
they're so well delivered because, Amelia Rose Blair and all of the cast are just so incredible at what they do.
Yeah, they are, and I just love what they do in the season as well. And
Mhm.
I know that they're not good people, but I wish them the best because I want them to survive.
They're not good people, but they try sometimes,
They
and
sometimes
that's A for
try.
effort.
Yes. Like there are moments in which all of them kind of showed that there is still some humanity in them in this season.
Mhm.
Especially I think in the face of danger that is just approaching from all the
Absolutely.
sides.
I think
Yeah.
it's just harder for like Vannevar and Suzanne. Like, there's even a line from Suzanne in season 4 where she goes, you talk about my heart is long since dead," and that's
Mhm.
because she is so old and so far removed from humanity. It's
Yeah.
probably really hard for her to relate to that.
Which is even scarier when you think about the Toreador
Yeah,
that is so detached from her humanity. But
absolutely.
anyway, speaking of scary things, no, it's not scary. It's actually a pony.
It is, yes. I'm sure people in the family know Vampire Bait has made many ponies for most, if not all, of the cast of LA by Night, and for other things. And recently made this pony, which represents season 5 Eva, and I just thought it was so beautiful. I was lucky enough to get a little glimpse of as it was in production,
Mhm.
and just the finished product is so absolutely gorgeous. I just wanted to show it off.
I love the V5 Tremere logo on the
Yeah.
butt. It's so pretty.
It's so quickly and well done.
Yes, Vampire Bait actually does ponies not only for LA by Night cast, but also I believe for various storytellers.
Yes.
Did you also get the pony?
I do. I do have a pony. Actually, I don't have it here because my dog stole it the other day, and I had to
No.
put a band-aid on my pony's ear because my dog tore into it.
Oh no! But
Yeah.
yes,
Which I wasn't gonna tell Vampire Bait, but she's in the chat. So oops.
Vampire Bait, no! Please do follow Vampire Bait. There's a lot of not only ponies there, but also gifs and memes about vampire stuff and LA by Night.
Yes, LA by Night Memer is definitely Vampire Bait's other title.
Yes, Vampire LA by Night memer. That's a good title to have. All right, let's get down to the video here that I see in here. Can I play it? Can I check it out?
Yes, of course.
All right, let me see if I can actually do it here. Yes.
Blood. There's the blood you give, the blood you take, the blood you spill, the blood you drink. In the city of Port Saga, blood is everything. A Camria city, a true ivory tower port of call, replete with ruthless corporations, corrupt politicians, shady cops, and hapless mortals. Perfect place for vampires. They're the ones who drive this city and drain it, leaving husks in their wake. I tried to leave it, move past it, but every single time it pulls me back. I'm caught in the ocean's tide, bound in shallows and miseries, bound to this place.
Bound in the Shallows, the first Vampire the Masquerade scripted audio series based on Dark Pact Agreement. Damn! Can you tell us more about this?
I can't tell you a whole lot, but that trailer was made by Brad Harwick, and yes, it is the very first scripted audio podcast for Vampire the Masquerade. I can give you a link to the person who I believe is responsible for writing it or writing most of it, which is Rachel J. Wilkinson, and I can put a link in the chat for that,
Awesome.
where you can check out not just the first episode of Port Saga and all the links to like Spotify and Apple and all the other places you can listen to it, but also, who they are, what they do. And yeah, I think it has a very large cast of people, and a lot of people that are pretty familiar to family members. Like I know Matthew Webb is in there.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be something really special, honestly.
That's awesome. I am definitely going to pin it as something to listen to. And I'm interested because, we do have a plenty of podcast actual plays, but it's true that we do not have the scripted audio series. And I'm wondering how is that going to differ from me used to listening to things like Stitch of Fate, for example.
Exactly. That was my exact thought when I first heard about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very intrigued by this idea and definitely going to follow this. So do we know what's the social media for Port Saga?
For Port Saga, no. I have Rachel's socials right there. If you click the link that I left in the chat,
okay,
that should give you a link to all of the socials and everything revolving around Port Saga and Rachel.
All right, I'm going to put these links down below the video if you're watching us on YouTube, so it's going to be all in one place. All right, I am going left now to...
You're going left?
I'm going left to Rose and Rico on the road.
Yeah, I saw this on Instagram, and it reminded me of when you played in Vain Pursuit on your little road trip. And I thought this was really cute. I mean, look, they're going on a road trip, the fuzzy dice, which is so iconic for like an American road trip.
Yeah.
And who knows where they're going. I just thought it was super awesome. And playing drums on the steering wheel instead of actually paying attention to the road. It's great. It's a very vampire thing to do.
Bruja and Gangrel on the road. This is actually super funny because when I heard initially about Vain Pursuit and that it's going to be on the road campaign, I was so excited because I'm a huge fan of the road trip kind of like media, pop culture stuff like books and movies. And I love On the Road. I love, Easy Rider and stuff like that. It's like really cool stuff.
That's a really old reference. Easy Rider, my goodness.
Yeah, I was actually super into that when I was a teenager. I watched movies like Zabriskie Point and stuff like that, and I was like really into like this Americana kind of we're on the road and the things happening. So yeah, I was so excited about this theme. But then when I sat at the table, I realized how difficult it is to be a vampire on the road.
Yes, of course. Especially when you have a storyteller like Kareem who's just going to explode everything right
yes. And I realized that, when we had like a session 0 kind of a thing, and we sat with Kareem, who told us that, you're going to be vampires on the road. You need to have like an entourage. You have to come with your ghouls. You have to come with like some super solid cars that have like some, tracks, etc. that you can hide in during the night, right? During the day, because the sun is going to eat you. So
the sun is going to eat you. It's like a Malkavian reasoning, but yes.
Yeah, but there's so many things that you need to think about. And spoiler alert for the first episode of Vain Pursuit, we worked all of our session 0 on making sure that we have all the backgrounds possible in order to survive on the road. And we did it so meticulously, like especially Florian, I remember, who played Mayor in the show. He was, making
my favorite character. Sorry, Veronica.
He was amazing, but he did like everything to make sure he has a full survival kit on the road, and he's going to, if we're not going to survive, he's going to survive, and he's going to help us survive. And then Karim took all of those backgrounds away from us in the very first episode.
I was that was, as a storyteller, that was like, I was like, same.
Same. You brutal people, you say this. No, I love that. All right, and there we have a TikTok from Let's Be Humans asking for...
no music.
No music. Okay, cool.
I'm very careful about that now.
Okay, awesome. Let me check it out.
Okay, fine. Let's all act like humans. Look at me. Boy, do I love sweating. Let's convert beef and leaves into energy and excrete them later and go shopping.
I love that. I agree. This is exactly me trying every single day to pretend I'm an actual human, but
exactly.
I fail at it every single day. That's okay. That's okay. We try. And here we have Monsieur Tristesse.
Mm-hmm. And I wanted to throw some cosplay in here because why not?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this is apparently a new harpy. It doesn't list the clan, but I definitely get harpy vibes. I don't know about you.
I get the harpy vibes, but I'm not sure what the clan would be here. For some reason, because I'm like thinking right now about making a Hekata, I just think Hekata.
I wonder why you're thinking about making a Hekata.
I mean, you can actually say what are we planning to do privately.
Oh
Unfortunately,
no!
not, you
Well, I did post about it on Twitter a while ago, but yeah, I'm gonna get a bunch of people and gonna strap roller skates on vampires, and we're gonna go to a discotheque in the 70s.
Yes, we're having a roller disco.
Kindred Inferno, if you will.
Yes, and I'm actually planning to make a character who is roller skating, how prodigy. There we go, prodigy, and also a Hekata who is a Shalamite. So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I was reading up on that today, and I was like, oh boy.
I just really want to like skate in a disco, but also be super creepy. And if someone skates my way and tries to steal my thunder, then I will just do a creepy ceremony and make them see darkness.
Because one of the Shalom convictions is something like never enjoy life. I sort of get this feeling that you're gonna just hate everyone in the
Yes, like it's like he's he was raised. I imagine that he was just raised to do roller skating and everything that he does wonderfully, but he doesn't actually enjoy it. He enjoys when he takes any like enjoyment out of the disco away from people, just like sucks it all in and just.
That's sort of what I was picturing when you were like, "That's what you want to play." I was like, "Oh God, all right, let's do it."
It's just a very cool idea. I love your talent with coming up with gimmick one shots that we can just really enjoy.
That's my niche, is gimmicks.
Gimmick one shots. Like what were the past ones that you've done? There was like a high school.
Oh yeah, I did Thin Blood Academy.
Thin Blood Academy, yes.
I did a St. Patrick's Day one, and I did a Valentine's Day one.
Yeah, the speed dating for vampires.
Valentine's Day speed dating. Yeah.
Yes.
Speed dating in Elysium.
Yes, I am. We definitely need to do something like that publicly one day because I think that'd be really fun.
I'm down.
I'm down too. All right, let's check out Haley and her painting of Eva. Oh, it's beautiful.
This is still a work in progress, but isn't it so pretty? The smile is so pretty.
I love the shading. I love when people are using multiple colors on the skin.
Yes, I know you posted some art on Twitter, and it's so gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
So talented, and I have no idea how you do this. I mean, it's just so amazing.
It's like years of looking at other people being better than you and just trying to imitate them, and it's always wonderful when you see like people who are learning or trying to come up with something and also using those techniques that you saw in other people. Like it's always beautiful. I totally see that here, like using little blues on the skin, for example. Like
yeah, I was gonna say you can see a glint on the fangs, which is the very first thing that drew my attention. And I was like, how do you do that?
Yes, it's beautiful. I love this. And speaking of Jeva, right on the right in here we have Daniel Chaparro with Jasper.
And I like this one because he looks grumpy.
He always looks grumpy. I mean, he is always grumpy, but he has reasons to be grumpy.
Yeah, but he's just like, It's like when you wake up and like in the morning and you don't feel like starting the day, but at night for Jasper. That's what I imagine. That's what his face looks like.
I want to have like an animated series of Jasper waking up and what he does right after waking up and his routine. Yeah. I want to see that. I want to see like sometimes because we're talking a lot about this with our team, and of course going into those very pragmatic details sometimes takes away from the monster fantasy, but there's so many like people who are interested in, do vampires brush their teeth?
I've had people ask me, do vampires shower? And I'm like, why wouldn't you? I mean, I know you're not exuding body odor, but you might get a little dirty, you might get a little messy, plus it might feel nice.
Yeah, I mean, you get environmental dirt on you, right? So when you walk around, when you spend time, I imagine when you were inside, then all you can accumulate in your skin is basically dust and maybe like some residue from blood if you're drinking some, right? Which probably stinks after a while, honestly. But maybe if you're just a loner who sits inside and you're a bagger, then you don't shower that much. But when you go out and actually explore, especially when you are a sewer vampire and you go to all these disgusting places, definitely do shower, or else you have a free merit. You have a free flaw of obvious predator, because like who else can smell this?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, well, look at the sexy piece. That's nice. Kara, I know Kara's art. Amazing, amazing stuff.
And again, this is one of those things where I'm like, how do you draw hands? And this person knows how to draw fingers and hands. So I'm like, this one.
I have no idea, honestly. I don't know how people draw hands. I always pretend I can draw hands, but then I give up, like in the midst of drawing a hand, and just like smear some shadow over it, so it's not detailed, because I cannot draw hands. it's really difficult, and yeah, they nailed it. They pretty much nailed it. It's so good.
So much talent in the family. It astounds me every single time I look for stuff.
And Kara has a lot of more Vampire the Masquerade paintings and drawings, so if you want to check it out, then definitely check out the social media. Ooh, look at this blood magic!
I know!
Got done with another stream on Twitch, so here's another piece I had finished a while ago of my Tremere vampire Catalina. Did a lot more with lightning, something I'm trying to work on. A Gov student who lost her coven to the Sabbat now prowls the university campus to find more sisters to start anew. Catch my streams on Twitch, where I'm working on my third vampire, Maria de Nosferatu. That's so cool.
Isn't that concept fantastic?
It is fantastic.
I could mold a whole chronicle around just that concept.
Yeah, I mean, I want to watch an animated series, like, you know, young adult animated series like X-Men, but it's that.
Absolutely.
So cool. And actually in this style, because the style here is amazing. Also amazing.
Isn't it gorgeous?
With lightning, and everything looks so cool. I really love the moment where her fingers go through the blood on the top. It's so cool.
And almost like this sort of motion, like where she's directing the blood to go, like she's risen it up and now she's gonna direct it. It's like we're in motion, and I love it.
Yes, and also the detail on the book here, that's so cool. Awesome. All right, let's get down to Digiturator.
Just two more. Yeah.
Digiturator. I love Digiturator.
Yeah, like we discussed putting up some BIPOC vamp stuff from last weekend, and unfortunately I was looking for ones that were specifically tagging Vampire the Masquerade, and I couldn't find very many at all, but did find DJ Toreador, who has 3 apparently, and they're all great. They're
wonderful. And also I do recommend to check out the whole hashtag BIPOCVampDay, because there's so much inspiration for cosplay, makeup, you know, vampire OCs. Basically, if you want to draw a cool vampire OC, just check out hashtag BIPOCVampDay, and it's so cool. There's so much good stuff, and it's also, I believe, on Instagram and on TikTok as well.
Yes.
So that's cool. There's a lot of people taking part of this and posting their vampire OCs. And you know, every time I see that, I'm like, hey, you know, I want to push Vampire the Masquerade their way. Hey, you want to play with us? You want to play with us?
I know.
It'll be so fun. Yeah. We definitely, there's a lot of people out there that are, you know, in general into vampires, but they still don't know, for example, about Bloodhunt or V5 or
like the person who started BIPOC Vamp Day is Black Betty Cosplay, and I did a few months ago when she first announced this, I did comment on her TikTok and say, hey, you know, B. Dave Walters plays a vampire in LA by night, and there's this thing called Vampire the Masquerade. And she did say, oh, okay, I'll check it out. But, you know, I've never heard anything since then. And so I don't know how, but I want to just like get that word out.
Definitely.
More.
You know, and that's also, I think, why a representation matters, you know, in the official materials as well, because like I think LA by Night is so important because of that, because it does, you know, put a lot of like intent into making sure that there is a representation, the diversity on the show, and it's a good way in for people who would like to see that, hey, Vamily is inclusive, Vamily is open for everyone, and we want people to join us. So
we want we want everybody.
Yeah, I mean, not everybody.
Most everybody.
Yeah, most everybody. We do say in the V5 core book that there are some kind of people that are not too welcome, but these are not the people we need to worry about.
I think we all would like to hope they are in the minority.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, and here on the right side we have the Bloodhunt character. I love that one. Also because Bloodhunt for me became like a complete mine of OCs, you know, like every single archetype I have currently has a different items that I put on them, and I imagine they all have different personalities, and I have the backstory in my head building for them, so this is so cool to see other people feel the same.
Yes, everyone in chat should know that Outstar is amazing at Bloodhunt.
That is not true.
Amazing at it.
No,
No, it is true.
false.
I have I've watched her play for hours. She's amazing.
I'm trying, but I'm not that great. I'm just,
She's amazing.
Okay, so I am only as good as my team is, and I have a wonderful team of folks who are regularly playing with me. So shout out here to Josh from Gaming FTL. You may know him from Strange Adventures channel. Shout out to Galador. You may know her as the admin for Seattle by Night Discord. Shout out to Olaf as well, who is our family member that does a lot of cool memes on Twitter. I do play with them a lot, and they often carry me a lot. And I only, am able to use my abilities in surroundings of a team cool like that. So
Oh, and Bloodhunt is in the chat as well.
Oh, hey Bloodhunt game, so nice to see you folks. I love your game. She says that I'm good at it, but I disagree. But I still love it.
I'm terrible at it, so I can freely admit.
I need to play more with you, and I need to carry you to the victory.
Yeah, you do. You'd absolutely have to carry me. It's why I don't play with people who are actually good.
No, like the thing is, when I play this game, because it's just such a ritual right now for me that every single day, since the release, when my daughter goes to sleep, I am on Discord and I play Bloodhunt every single day. And
I know.
And it's yeah, and it's actually super fun because I don't really care for winning, and there's not every person that plays with us just plays for the wins. I care for having a good fun, and even if there's someone that doesn't do well or dies, we can always have fun resurrecting them. I have a lot of fun when my character dies early and I see, for example, Josh running around and trying to resurrect me for the miss, for example. It's super fun. Yeah, but
Bloodhunt is super fun. Everyone should play Bloodhunt.
Yeah, it is super fun. I mean, of course, you may not be into battle royales or shooters. I am a huge fan of shooters, and I've played a lot of battle royales in my life, so I am definitely biased. But it's a super fun game, and don't get discouraged if you jump into it and you are not good, because I very much sucked at Bloodhunt. Not literally sucked. I sucked at Bloodhunt originally when I started playing it, but I got a lot of wins now, and basically every single day I play, we get some wins, and it's really, really fun. Okay, I really love this piece. I think it's I'm not sure if it's a Saboteur or a Prowler. Who do you think it is?
I think it's Saboteur.
Maybe. They're
I think.
hiding little bumps in the pockets.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. That's what it is.
That was a super nice sum up of the Vamily initiatives this week. I feel like we're going to have way more coming soon. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And I would love to see you here, Huddy, on the next shows in order to check them out.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Huddy, and see you later. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much, everyone. So that was World of Darkness news show. If you are here on Twitch with us, please stay for the Q&A part that I'm going to do right after the part that is going on YouTube. And if you're watching us on YouTube, I'm going to see you next week. If you have any more questions about what we covered this week, just ask them down below and I will be there to answer them. Thank you so much, and don't get lost in the night. Bye.